Chris, it's Milo here, and you're watching Trading Cards. Today on Trading Cards, we're going to look at a pack of the Mob 2 from Historic Autographs. These are cards about the mob. But before that, I got a TTM in the mail. That's when I sent cards out to a celebrity and asked them to sign it. We don't know if they're real or not, but it could be. We got Whoopi Goldberg on a couple Star Trek cards. You probably know her from The View, but she was also on Star Trek. And she did the comic relief with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. Huh? She also played a character on Star Trek, apparently. So I got her to sign both of those. Pretty cool. I like Whoopi Goldberg. She's great. She won an Academy Award for her supporting actor role in Ghost, which, if you haven't seen it in a while, that movie really holds up. Vincent Chevalier, man, what an actor. All right, hopefully we get a Vincent Chevalier in this, the Mob 2. Looking for Al Capone pubic hair relic. Okay, we're kicking things off with Salvatore Marzano, the founding father of the American mob. Whoa. I wonder if they've got a Mount Rushmore. Salvador Little Caesar Marzano was capo di tutti I capi, boss of all bosses, for a year. Just for a year? A Sicilian Cosa Nostra boss who attempted to take over the U.S. Mafia. On arrival in New York City in the 1920s, Julius Caesar-obsessed Marzano became a real estate broker as a cover for bootlegging. He rode around in Manhattan in a bulletproof Cadillac, equipped with swivel-mounted belt-fed machine guns. In 1930, Marzano sparked the Castellammarese War by murdering Joe Masseria. He bribed Masseria's own men to betray him. Then Marzano seized control of the American Mafia, declared himself capo di tutti I capi, and organized the Five Families, keeping the best rackets for his own Bonanno family. Marzano became a machine gun tycoon with offices in William Vanderbilt skyscraper and Park Avenue. In 1931, Lucky Luciano decided that Marzano was even greedier and more old-fashioned than Masseria had been, so he took out a contract with Murder Inc. 4 Murder Inc. gunmen knifed, shot, and whacked Marzano on the night of the Sicilian Vespers, September 10th, 1931. Wow. That was a whole mouthful of words. Raymond, patriarcha, boss of the patriarcha family. He looks young. This looks like a young actor. Oh boy. Raymond was the low-profile boss of the New England patriarcha family from 1954 to 1984, relocating the family to Providence and acquiring a seat on the commission. He began working at age 8, dropping out of school to be a shoeshine boy in bellhop. As a teenager, Patriarcha was charged with hijacking, armed robbery, assault, safecracking, and auto theft. That's when he was a shoeshine boy. Before Prohibition ended in 1933, he was indicted as an accessory to murder. During the 1930s, the Providence Board of Public Safety named him Public Enemy Number 1. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for robbery, but he was paroled in 1938 by Executive Counselor Daniel H. Coakley. The scandal enhanced Patriarcha's underworld reputation. It showed he had political connections. In 1956, he took over Bucola's family when Bucola fled the country to avoid prosecution for tax evasion. Patriarcha was a brutal boss, ordering murders and demanding money for mistakes. In 1970, Joseph Barboza testimony sent Patriarcha to prison for 10 years, a huge victory for the FBI and Justice Department. He was paroled in 1975, charged for 2 murders in 1980, and died of a heart attack in 1984. He kept going to jail, and his sentences were so low. Like, He had such short sentences for his role in organized crime. That's wild. Hey, Frank Sinatra, singer to the mob. Might as well read a little bit about old Frank Sinatra. Old Blue Eyes. Francis Albert Sinatra denied any professional connections to the mob except for playing venues that they owned. And yet, he was regularly photographed with known mobsters in those casinos and nightclubs. He was probably photographed with a lot of people, and just those pictures surfaced. If you showed every picture he was that he took with any random fan, it would, even out. Sinatra's godfather was not that I'm defending Sinatra. I don't care. Maybe he was with the mob. Who gives? Sinatra's godfather was Genovese family underboss Goriano Willie Moretti. Allegedly, Moretti helped the young Frank Sinatra get bookings in New Jersey clubs, leading to a recording contract in 1939 with Tommy Dorsey. By 1941, Sinatra had become famous. He wanted a solo career, but Dorsey refused to release him from his contract. According to legend, there was a meeting. Moretti stuck a gun in Dorsey's mouth, and the band leader released Sinatra for $1. In 1950, Sinatra offered to be an informant for J. Edgar Hoover, but was turned down. There are rumors, but no credible evidence, that in 1953, Sinatra used muscle to be cast in the movie From Here to Eternity. Sinatra campaigned for JFK and allegedly introduced him to Judith Campbell Exner, mobster Sam Giancana's girlfriend, who acted as a liaison in a plot to assassinate Fidel Castro. Sinatra was the inspiration for singer Johnny Fontane in Mario Puzo's 1969 novel, The Godfather. Heard of it? So that's my favorite card so far. We got a Frank Sinatra card in the mob. Looking for Al Capone. Roy Cohn. He's a mob lawyer. He was a key player in the Red Scare anti-communist witch hunts of the 1950s and the Lavender Scare, targeting gays working in the government. We got the Sicilian Mafia before the mob. Look at that. It's actually it's a pretty painting. The Sicilian Mafia can trace its origins at least as far back as the 1860s. In 1860, Italy annexed Sicily and redistributed land from peasants to private citizens. The peasants grew desperate and began stealing from the farms and other areas that the new landowners controlled. These landowners were dependent on the military and police forces to protect their land. However, these forces were unable to effectively protect all the land on the island, so landowners turned to small gangs for protection. These gangs became the Sicilian Mafia, turning on the people who hired them, forcing them to pay for protection, and threatening them with violence if they refused. This method led to the Mafia controlling most of the land in Sicily. The Mafia began to control the crops that were exported, corrupt government officials, and spread their members and influence to other countries. But it looks like such a quaint little place. Whoa, we got a foil of Intimidation. Look at that. I like how the foil is in between the bricks. That's cool. Nice little business you have here. It would be a shame if somebody put the baseball bat to it. Oh. Is it numbered? Oh no, it's just one of 149. So there's 149 of these. They don't specifically number them. Just one of. Intimidation. To make someone timid or fearful. The mob often intimidates its victims to make them pay up with no trouble. Kill or maim, just a few marks and the rest pay up quickly. Whacking one shopkeeper was an example to the other shopkeepers that a contract could be put on them if they did not pay up. How someone was murdered could let everyone know what had happened. A bullet through the eye let friends and associates of the victim know we're watching you. A bullet through the mouth labeled the victim was a rat. His tattling was not appreciated. Sometimes a victim would just vanish. Perhaps their body was buried in concrete or wearing cement shoes in the ocean, and no one would ever know what happened. A small show of force or violence usually keeps the majority in line. Ooh, foiled intimidation. Put that one next to old Frankie Sinatra. Do y'all know that song, Frankie Sinatra? Domenico Cefalu, boss for the Gambino family. Dominic, Quiet Dom, Greaseball, Cefalu. He has 2 nicknames. I like this guy already. He was 1947 to present. He's still alive. Worked to strengthen the drug trafficking between Sicily and the U.S. and has been the boss of the Gambino family since 2011. Cefalu was actually born in Italy. In 1982, he was arrested in the U.S. for smuggling heroin and sent to prison for 6 years. In 1990, boss John Gotti inducted him as the made man into the family. In 92, he was called to testify in the case against his capo, Pasquale Conte, but refused. He served 33 months in jail for criminal contempt. Louis Campagna, underboss for the Chicago outfit. I think we read about him in the back of one of the other cards, and boy oh boy, I'm getting tired of reading these. We got one last card. Chicago outfit, Al Capone's family. That is the card I have been talking about. The Chicago outfit, 1910 to present, formed in 1910 as the Southside Gang by Big Jim Colosimo, is best known for Al Capone. It is called outfit rather than family because it is not just Italian. There were also Irish and Jewish members. The outfit dealt in petty crime, prostitution, gambling, and racketeering. In a charming gesture, Colosimo named one of his first brothels the Victoria, in honor of his wife, Victoria, an established Chicago madame. By 1909, Black Hand extortion had become a serious problem for Colosimo, challenging his dominance in Chicago. Then he brought in the gangster Johnny the Fox Torrio from Brooklyn, who solved the Black Hand problem, and then became Colosimo's underboss. In 1919, Torrio brought in Al Capone as a bartender and bouncer. With Prohibition making bootlegging a lucrative venture, Colosimo nonetheless resisted. On May 11, 1920, Torrio called Colosimo to inform him of a delivery at his restaurant. The boss was gunned down on arrival, likely by order of Torrio and Capone. This opened the way for a bootlegging opportunity. In January 1925, Torrio and Capone were ambushed in separate incidents, with Torrio being shot several times. Torrio then handed control of the outfit to Capone. And we all know that Capone died of syphilis in jail. All right. Well, that was it for the mob. Thank you all so much for watching that. Take care, everybody. See you next time. Bye. Oh, thanks for coming to Extra Credit. For Extra Credit today, we have a card that I forgot to look at. It's labor racketeering. Pay us to prevent a strike. Labor racketeering, the infiltration and or control of a union for personal benefit through illegal, violent, or fraudulent means. Most labor racketeering crimes involve employee benefit plans, labor management relations, or internal union corruption. Unions have long been mob targets for embezzlement, extortion, and money laundering. All right. And then another industry that's often affected by the mob, hey, it's baseball. Let's take a look real quick at this one pack. Topps 2021. We already got a big hit on the back, as I can see. We got Christian Javier for the Astros. Nolan Arenado. Rookie Gray Kessinger. Merrill Kelly on the Diamondbacks. Nathan Evaldi. Jose Ferrier, another rook. Mickey Moniak. Brandon Woodruff. Stone Garrett. And we got a home run challenge for Bo Bichette. Oh, he is hurt. I don't know if he's going to be back. I hope he's going to be back this season. Once he starts playing again, then I'll scratch this off and hopefully get it. But he hasn't even really been hitting home runs this year either, so it's a tough one. And then we have Tyler Soderstrom, rookie Stars of MLB, and we got Big Meat Pete, Big Meat Pete Alonso, the polar bear. Final card. That is sweet. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know who your favorite mobster is. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.